Negativity to humans is like dirty water to plants. And plants don't stop growing because they get exposed to dirty water. And you shouldn't either. I mean, in any given moment, something can happen that can completely change and transform your whole day. And waking up to see a new day is a blessing. It's a gift. And, one day can change your entire life. So don't take it for granted. I mean, your life can change the world. Make it count and be happy you're alive. And cultivating a spirit of gratefulness, oh my goodness. There's just, if you want to know what happy is, when you reflect on gratitude every single day, and you look at it, and you're walking to work, and it's 4:30 in the morning, and it's cold, and it's freezing, it's so cold outside that you just rather go back to bed. And still you're like, I am so grateful that I have the ability to do this walk. I'm so grateful to have this job to walk to. I am so grateful to have a coat to wear when I'm out in this stuff. And when you're grateful, depression and sadness and being broken just have no space in you to be able to occupy. And that feels so good. And life is precious. It's precious because it's short and fleeting and can be over like that. No warning, nothing, just boom, over, gone, done. Which is a pretty sobering fact when you consider the idea that thousands of people take their own lives every single day. And there was a time when I would have been counted amongst them because I lived in suicidal depression for so very long. But then I discovered the power of gratitude, because once I cultivated a grateful spirit in my heart, everything changes then. So build a heart full of gratitude in your life, because you can move past the oh woe is me too. Remember to smile today, because happiness is not dependent upon achievement or acquisition or the challenges and circumstances of life. Those things are surface level. They're fleeting at best. And I can say that because I've been through some serious darkness, some deep, hard brokenness. Stuff that made me forget that I existed, that anything in life mattered. Stuff that made me want to die. And I made it through because it came to pass. It did not come to stay. And one of the lessons I learned on that journey, going through all of that, is that those pursuits, those feelings, joy and the pursuit of a well-lived life are God-given gifts. Nothing can steal that from you unless you give it power over you. So today, smile and live in joy. You gotta give yourself permission to just be you. There was a time, for a very, very, very long time, in fact, when I had no idea who I was beyond just being a daddy to a bunch of kids, stuck and lost and miserable. I had no concept of personal values, no boundaries for what was okay or not okay in my life except for where it applied to the safety and well-being of my children. I had just lost all sense of who I was and any kind of perspective on my personal identity. And that was after finally learning how to defeat being stuck in a suicidal mentality all the time. But then I hired a coach and I learned how to become who I really am, and I figure out who that person was, who that person is, and who he wants to be. To get to that point, I had to figure out what I wanted, what I would accept and not accept, and give myself permission to be. And while you give yourself permission to be you, remember to give yourself permission to be joyful while you're at it. And as you stand joyfully in the glory that is you, you have to be able to protect that energy, because it's really easy to forget to pay attention to that in the comings and goings of everything that life presents us with every day. And of course, it's important to say yes to experiences and to what's good for you, but it's at least, if not more important, to not only know what to say no to, but to also, at least when you know what that is, when you know exactly what those things that you should say no to are, then you have to be strong enough to stand your ground and don't let anything or anyone steal your joy. For God so loved the world, he gave us his Son to be the life, the truth, and the way. And why did God give us Jesus Christ? Why was his coming necessary? Because the people were lost. The darkness was consuming everything for so long that he couldn't just allow it to continue any longer. He needed to see us clean again. He needed to see us living wholesome, healthy, joyous, and fulfilled lives. So, as in the beginning, when it was nothing but darkness, God called out and said, "Let there be light." And there was, and it was good. And Jesus then came to earth, and he saved our souls by taking on all of the death we brought in the world, showing the truth of the fact that in the end, the light will win. This has been Spirit of Gratitude Week from Overcomer Coaching with me, Coach Jason Welch. Welcome. It is time to rise above and unleash your inner dragon. Music provided by White Sand with Eternity. White Sand with Home. Max Pickner with Dona Nobis Pacem. And Blue Mind Music with You Will Rise. Thanks so much for watching and have an absolutely amazing day. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.